Woodland Realm. This is where we left off at the end of the last episode. At quite the cliffhanger, really. And as you can see, we are going to fight against Yagmuz and Grishnak, who is currently residing in Mount Gundabad. But not for long, because we will meet him on the battlefield. And just as a quick reminder, we are up against, of course, the generic Gundabad general. Then we've got some Pale Uruk, some of their finest Snow Orc scouts. We've got some Black Shield warriors, Bolgs champions, some wargs, Snow Orc raiders, Black Shield archers as well, and then the ballista. And in the actual garrison, they've got absolutely nothing. So let's go and have a look if we can take this city, shall we?
Wipe the blight from this land!
This is some of possibly the worst terrain you can get. And this is just something you can get out here in the mountains. Now, hopefully they don't come up here. That would be a disaster. Because then we'd have to come round over there and then fight up this hill. Which wouldn't be very good at all. So hopefully they're going to set up right there. And we can hound them with our horse archers. And then, you know, we'll make them come to us. And off we go. Let's see how this goes. Well, obviously they've got the cavalry over here, and the ballistas seem to be over there. We can certainly make a break for them. We're just going to send the cavalry off at first, and then here we are. We've got the infantry, we've got the javelins behind, and then we've got the archers as well in reserve, or just behind that line. Now let's see what they do. This is quite odd. Perhaps we can just go in and actually just go straight in at those ballistae. The Elven Horn sound. I took fire at will off so that we wouldn't get any friendly fire. That was a solid charge, to be honest. Sending in 2 units at once is rarely a good thing, but I don't want to... hopefully we make it all out. We all made it out alive. Excellent, and that has scuppered their plans, whatever they were. And let's have a look at what these wargs then do. They do look like they're coming straight for us. They're not very happy at what we've just done to their ballistae, which is fine, totally understandable. Our archers are at firing at will, and hopefully we can take out these warg marauders before they even reach our line. There seems to... oh, there's actually all of their cavalry right there. So let's just make sure we are firing at them, and then... let's watch them go down. I don't particularly want to be wasting shots on the Black Shield archers over there, because they're likely not going to... we're not going to do a whole lot against them because they've got the shield. But do shoot at these warg marauders if you could. That would be fantastic. We'll maybe get at least one shot in there before we have to stop shooting because we're too close to the line. Oh, we're going to take a charge. We're taking a charge. 62 prior. Well, they only killed one. Now, General's getting charged, which is a bit of a cause for concern, but it's not too bad, I don't think. And one warg marauder came out alive. Here come the Pale Uruks over there, and we really want to be making sure we shoot at the archers, so let's go ahead and use our archers to do so. Our general is anti-warg, I think. Let's just make sure. No, he isn't. He is not, but, I mean, he'll be okay against them. It's mainly the Pale Uruks that we're going to have to be wary of. Here we've got the Black Shield warriors. That's not too much of a threat. Those Pale Uruks, though, I'd rather they came at these Galadrim guards, really. So let's bring them over here. We can't run them because... oh no, we're taking some ballista shots, so let's get these guys over there and charge our Sentinels of Keren Amroth over there. And we do have the Maithor Reitha War, our armor-piercing specialist boys there, ready and on hand. Now let's send in our Woodland Horse Archers, because I'd rather dodge with the Arthierohon, because they're slightly more useful to us. Now we've got Bolg's Champions coming over here. Let's try and intercept them with our spearmen. And is our general still fighting against some wargs? He is. Oh, the Mountain Guard are coming. That's one of the generals. Let's intercept them, and our spearmen are just going to have to take the hit. Unfortunately, against the Bolg's Champions, it shouldn't be too bad. I think we've got Oh, we've got a javelin over here. I suppose they'll have to do. They're not very good compared to Bog's champions, but they'll do okay. And seemingly, and also, rather, seeing as the stats of these two units are actually pretty similar, really. 15-26 against 13-16. Now these guys are armor piercing, these are not, so they're quite even. But it does look like they've got some Snow Orc raiders coming over there. But we have taken care of... We've taken care of the ballistas, or the ballistae. It would be nice if we had some proper charging cavalry to take care of this. There's 22 Black Shield archers. Let's shoot at the Snow Orc scouts. And our general's taking a bit of a pounding there. So how about we just charge in? We'll charge in with our Woodland Horse archers. Their general is already running away from our axemen because they know they can't win. All it has done is allowed us to get another charge in on them, so thank you very much. Now we do want to be supporting them with some forces, but I think we're kind of tied up everywhere. Oh, we've almost defeated whatever was left here. Black Shield warriors. So that'll give us 2 units to spare. We can split them up. 1 game for the Snow Orc Raiders, then 1 for the Bolgs Champions. But if you can just see, we've barely taken any of those guys out. They are halberdiers and they're very good. Let's just charge in. Let's charge in on those Black Shield archers. Perhaps, well, we've run out of arrows actually over here on the Woodland Scouts. We'll put them on the flank here. I don't think we'll need them at all. We've taken care of the Pale Uruks that were over here. And our axemen have almost taken out the mountain guard as well, which is very good. Let's just send our woodland warriors in. Oh, there goes the general. Or one of them, because we've got Grishnak as well still there. But the Bogs champions stand firm. And we've got a bit of respite before we have to fight some more. Black Shield Warband coming in. We've got a few units coming from over here to support. I don't know why I charged out so vigorously. But they're going for our horse archers, which is foolish of them. We'll send our axemen over there. And sentinels of Keren Amroth. Over here then, we've almost taken care of Bolg's champions, but they are a hardy bunch, so they're going to take a while. So let's get some charges into the flanks of the mountain guard of Grishnak. We are a little winded, but I don't think it particularly matters. And then you guys come in on the other flank. And perhaps we can get a cavalry charge over here as well. Where's our other cavalry? Over here. And shots in the back of those Black Shield Warband, because we are going to otherwise get beaten in melee over here. We don't have a whole lot of ammunition though.
Pursue and run them down.
Who's fleeing? Well, they're not fleeing. It must be the remnant over here. Who's up for some more fighting? I'll tell you what, maybe those would be best since they're not actually tired like the rest. General can charge in on there. We'll bring the Woodland Scouts over here. I think I might just, you know, get everyone involved. Yeah, why not? They'll probably want to run away when they get surrounded. Steady. Wavering. Nice. And over here then, the general has almost been taken out. He is down to himself only. Good stuff.
Good tidings.
Rejoice!
The general lies dead.
Grishnak has gone down, and as has all of his forces. Really good stuff. Heroic victory, 344 lost, but we wiped out about 1,400. Who got the most kills then? The general did quite a bit of damage, which is pretty decent considering how many he's actually got in his unit. But 143 woodland horse archers. Oh. And kill them all. Ah, yes. Enemy camp sacked. Nice, nice, nice. Now, oh yes, we've got the movement to go and take Mount Gundabad. But perhaps we shouldn't. Now, the reason why is because Yorstone, we've got no garrison there, obviously.
Follow me.
And can we actually make anyone back? Okay, so our cavalry can reach
By the light of Elbereth.
back there. So if we were to send them there, then obviously we would be able to hold that region. But what is the other? Okay, so High Pass is currently held by Gundabad. It is under siege. And that is held by the Goblins. And then over here, we've got the Grey Mountains, and that is also under siege. Which puts us potentially in a bit of a rough spot here. Because as you can see, well, currently, Gundabad have the Frostlands 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. If we take Gundabad, they're down to 3. And they'll get their last stand either at 3 or at 2. I think it's at 3. So we take that, then they'll get the last stand, and they'll almost certainly attack Gundabad immediately after, and we won't be able to beat that army.
Elves.
Like, there's just no way that we'll be able to win that. And we've got such a depleted force here. I'm thinking we're just going to take the city now, sack it, and then run away. So here we go. Or should we send the general in? No, we're not going to do that. That would be... Oh, is there a unit here that we don't really mind? Okay, the 16 of you, you're going to be the ones to go and take it.
Our lands will be safe once more.
Oh, it just took all of our units. Okay. That is a bit of an issue. That's a bit of an issue because now we might not be able to make it back to Yorstone. So let's exterminate. We'll get some money from that. And is there anything we can actually destroy? There's some really cool... So there's 2 unique buildings in here. There are the Great Gates of Gundabad. And to be honest, the battle map looks kind of like how it looks there. So you've got 2 gates. Or you've got 1 gate here. You've got 2 towers. And then there's a very large plaza here. So it's quite easily defendable, really. But that's where they get their diplomat. And I think they get some further bonuses. Like... if they themselves hold it. Kind of like how we have in Thranduil's Hall. And then the Ruined Hall of Awakening. This can be upgraded if you're a Dwarven faction. And then you get the Hammers of Gundabad here, which are like the best armor-piercing unit in the game. Well, apart from the Smiths of Eregion. But they're not really like a strike infantry. So the Hammers of Gundabad come with hammers, and they're obscenely good, but they only come from Gundabad once this has been upgraded. I think it's called the Halls of Durin, and it takes like 10 turns to build. So you're not going to be making an army of them, certainly, and they take like 4 turns to recruit. But there's 16. You're on your own, guys. We're leaving, and hope you have a really good stay there. Now, the reason I've left 16 in there is because we want to make sure that they actually besiege this. So, if you have no one in there, then obviously they'll take it immediately, and then they'll just run out and then attack us, and we will lose. We could potentially make it if we withdraw to Yorstone, but then we're just trapped in there, and then they'll attack us again. And with this being an orcish city, it would be really difficult to defend, and we would just get Thranduil killed, which isn't the end of the world, because as you may recall, we do have an army training over here. We just need to retrain them, I think. And we're currently scrambling to get as many troops as possible. Oh dear, but at least we did get that Conqueror of Gundabad. So a bit of extra morale for troops. Never... hurt anyone, and +2 to command. Nice. Now, there's no point potentially actually building anything here, but let's just have a look at what we can destroy. So, Beast Training Grounds, we absolutely want to destroy that. Warg Breeder. You know what? We'll be taking this town soon back, so I don't particularly want to destroy anything else. It's not a massively useful region either anymore because they don't have the mines. They've been given to Yorstone. But yes, over here we have Captain Tarzan. We have Captain Tarzan. Now he could well attack Framsburg, and if he does, we can potentially lift that siege. I mean, they're quite damaged as well. They do have some Orc Avengers though. So Captain Orc. I'm going to shut up. But they do have some Orc Avengers there with Captain Tarzan. But he's not going to make it to Yellowstone just yet. But he might take Framsburg because they, of course, do border that region. So that is under threat, as is Rakiburg. But this army is going to come back, and we're going to have to regroup. Oh, we've got some units here. We are going to have to regroup and kind of repair our army. And then we'll have to make a second push to take the rest of the regions and kill off their armies. Because Gundabad are very good on the battlefield. Anyway, so... okay, let's have a look at what else we can do. So we've got some units still coming in Thranduil's halls. And we will make sure to retrain all of them. And we do have the Valian Council Hall coming, so we'll make that a bit easier. I'm sure there's a lot of other things to do. It's been a while since I played this campaign. Let's pop a watchtower there, and then you're on your way to Minas Laskalin. That is it, yeah. So we are currently building an army over here to then attack Isengard with. Now, the idea was to originally try and muster 2 armies here, but we've kind of run out of time on that. And we won't be able to do that. Hang on, if we just move there. So Lothlorien do have like about a stack there against an inferior stack, I guess, of Isengard. But Isengard, for some reason, well, I know the reason, it's because they have high armor values. They're really, really good in auto-resolve battles. And if you were to command those Lothlorien armies, you'd make use of the archers, and you'd probably win the battle, but the AI doesn't. And for that reason, the Isengard army will probably win. Now, over here as well, we have this massive army of Dunland, and I'm very wary because they are, of course, enemies of our allies in the High Elves. And we do border them, not only here in Osten-Athil, we also border them here in Western Peaks. So they could potentially come and take this region, Khazad West, and we have very little forces over here, and it is compounded by the fact that the goblins have just wiped out the Dunedain, Northern Dunedain, and taken the angle here, which means that they once again border us, so they can come and attack us here in Bruinost, which is very bad because now we're potentially fighting a war on 1, 2, 3, 4 fronts. Or 3 if you count those being as 1. But we're fighting against 4 enemies very shortly, I think. And we just don't have the ability to train that many troops. We're already... It's not the money isn't an issue. We just need to get more troops. So, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to put those into the queue immediately. And I think we've got some units coming from over here. We're moving them all to Erin Laskalend. We've got some more units coming here. That's good. Can we muster any more? We may as well take those guys, Woodland Scouts. Soon we can actually get some from Dantalad as well, but it's only going to be very basic units. But at least here in Beren Nun, we can get some as well. And Hiking Thranduil is coming as well. Actually, those guys need to come back here, and we can retrain them in Beren Nun. We can only do that here, since they're mercenary only available in Rovanion. But now, you're going to move back there. You're going to pick up a few more units, retrain what you can, and I think Thranduil and Sith Pantheon are going to both have to command, like, half stacks. And we're just going to have to pray that Isengard don't throw too many armies at us. Preferably, though, Lothlorien can hold on for a time. Because over here, Legolas, he's going to need some support. We don't have much of a front line. We've got a lot of archers, though, but they're not in tip-top shape. And Dunland have got 2 full stacks coming. We could probably defeat this one and this one, but they might have more over here. But of course we could, that is their capital, I think. No, it isn't. Oh, they've moved it. Perhaps Tharbad? No, it isn't. Well, anyway, there's a region here, and then if we were to take these here, that would be like a really good staging point. But of course, Dunland is absolutely massive at this point. They own like all of this, and they can put out so many units, it's obscene. So our only hope really is the High Elves, but I don't trust them. They're not very good. They've obviously got Zagkala here, and they've got Imladris, but they still haven't taken Rudar Uplands, and I haven't seen them come this way at all. So they're probably just turtling there, which is infuriating. I've actually managed to spend all of our money by popping in places like in Emin here. We put in a practice range, and we've retrained all that we can for armor in the necessary places, and also trained basically all of units that we can as well. And we've moved around our generals like so. And we could have actually, well, I'll tell you what, I think there's something that I did over here. Okay, we don't particularly need woodland scouts there. Can we now retrain, where was it? Here? Okay, yeah, retrain those Avari spearmen, and then I think that's everything that we can do, really. Dol Amroth not doing so hot, and okay, so the snow stirs. Beaten again and again. The force of Gundabad are not doing so hot, and there we go. There is their there's their last stack. Oh, excuse me, their last stand spawn. And the dwarves have taken the Grey Mountains. Oh, good for them. Good for them. And the Anduin have taken the High Pass. Gundabad are down now to only the Frostlands region just there. Which does mean that actually Yulstone is totally safe. There's no way that they're going to come and take that. What have you got here? 153 of them. How is that? So, okay, 11 is not too bad, I suppose. And we would have absolutely wiped that army out had it been us. But we're going to get into Yulstone because there is this army here. And should they come and besiege us here, then I think we'll be able to defeat that. But I don't think they will. I think they'll be going straight for Mount Gundabad, and they won't bother us at all. But we are, of course, allies with the dwarves. Now, I'm not totally bothered if they go for Frostlands, because it's a really rubbish region. But we aren't allied to Dale. Because if you remember, Dale went to war, or Dorwinion went to war with Dale. I can't remember, but probably what happened was one of them blockaded one of the other ports with their ships, which was a stupid idea, but they did it nonetheless. So I think we still have very good relations. If I just try and find them here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so our relations are outstanding. So the chances of them attacking us are very small, especially considering that they actually currently still border all of these. But they don't border Gundabad. But I'd imagine they're going to go to war with Mordor. I would have thought that they maybe like peace out with Dorwinion, and then they both go at it against Mordor. At least that's what I'd hope. But unfortunately, we can't make them do that. And Mordor are the most advanced faction. Oh no! And okay, so we've got the Master, whatever it was, Builders Guild House here in Khazad-dûm West. So now we can actually build things a lot faster. Now I do want to get that art gallery. Reason being is that we do want this Elven culture to go up, because we actually need more regions to recruit units from. The current status is not good enough. We need to be able to recruit from over here as well. So Hadadrond got itself a fairground, so let's also get that building there to make things cheaper and quicker, mainly quicker. Money doesn't seem to be a massive issue for us anymore. What did we get here again? Art gallery. Okay. Well, how about we get a market? How much would that give? It's decent. The corruption's not too bad. And, yeah, it's pretty cheap as well. Brunast also got a market, but what is good here? I think maybe a practice range. Practice range will become pretty useful for us fairly soon. We only need a small amount more culture there, so I'm going to get that. And a lot of troops being trained, which is a good sign. I think I might just wait for those axes to come back. And I had a thought over the end turn that I think perhaps the best way to proceed, like, we're going to go to war with Isengard, okay? and Lothlorien don't have a whole lot. And I think what we need to do is support them. So I'm deciding to actually go and march over there, and we're not going to attack Isengard, but when and if they attack Lothlorien, or if Lothlorien sally out, then we will accept and we will aid them in the battle. So what do we want? We'll take all three of them, armor-piercing guys, and I don't think we'll need a whole lot.
Over here, elves.
This is honestly quite a pitiful showing, but we do have a bit of a front line, but this is meant to be a supportive army, and we don't want to get them all killed. And we do still have forces there, so we can pull them over as well should we need it. But I think I'm leaving the elites in here. Oh, they're free upkeep now. That means that we can actually train some here. That's good news. Good news. Oh, we've got a ballista as well over here. So Pantheon's going to come back over here, and he's going to command one of the armies over here. But Hyrion, hopefully we can beat whatever armies are there, and then Lothlorien can continue building up their forces while they can.
Like the wind. Sire. Elves.
We have a lot of units in here, and so let's march them out. I'm wondering what should we send? What should we send to Legolas? Because he definitely does need some aid. He needs some help, but we'll retrain those guys afterwards. Okay, we'll retrain them afterwards. Because where did that one army of Dunland go? Because now there's one here.
Come on.
Where is that going? Where are you going? Where do you? Oh dear. This is not good. They're coming for Khazad-dûm West. They're coming for Khazad-dûm West. It makes no sense for them to march. If obviously they're at war with the High Elves, but they're not going to march over to Zag-Kala because they don't border it. They're not going to go across. That's not how the AI works. They're going for Khazad-dûm West because it's poorly defended, and they will end up taking it. We won't be able to stop them. Now, we will be able to hopefully stop them before they get Hadadrond. And, of course, we can't let them take that because that makes far too much money for us. So, actually, Hyrion might end up being needed to go and take that. So, we might take these forces with him. We can't afford to take them out. So, I think we're going to have to do that. We'll put them there, and then he can pick them up on the way. And then he can maybe defeat the Isengard army, and then he'll go over there. I think, yeah, we're going to need some more troops over here because what he's got here isn't very good. And we can't retrain these either. It's so frustrating. Oh, dear. The good news is that we've actually got a decent force here. We've got some elites. And to be honest, these guys, along with what are there, might be able to take out that last stand of Gundabad. And then over here, we'll just leave these guys doing what they do because I'm just checking out what are Dale doing because they're also sending forces down here. Now, we obviously don't have military access as a pact anymore with them since we're not allied. And if they were to attack us as well, this might suddenly become an absolute disaster for us. Because they can obviously take a lot of these regions very quickly. Well, let's just make sure we keep on building up our forces. It's not too bad in terms of like the money situation because we will obviously we will get these guys killed off and then we won't have to pay them. And as I say, it's also a bit of investment because you're investing in the troops and then hopefully you'll get a town out of it. So we do need to make sure that all the key players here get retrained. I think that's all of them. And I don't really see why I'm actually still retraining these guys over here. But we've run out of money. We ran out of money for this turn. So usually, if you run out of money on military, that means that you've got that's as many forces that you can actually get. So that's a subtle hint from the game to go out and take some regions. So that is soon going to happen. Dol Amroth's last stand. Oh, brilliant. Rakiberg got the dance guild, though, so yay. Oh, dear. Lorien lost Lothlorien lost it before I could even make it there. That's a real kick in the teeth. But we can't stay here. We then have to go out and I don't understand how they could lose so badly. Like they are definitely coming for Khazad-dûm West. I think I'm gonna absolutely massacre them. I will massacre you. Okay, we could attack these. They've got so much infantry. We've got hardly any. We're going to wait for them. I think the only way to do this is by sallying out. That's the only way we're going to win without, taking massive losses. Obviously, I'd rather attack them now, clean them out, and then we can press out over here. The only issue with this army is how long is it going to be before we get there? That's going to be 1 and then 2 turns. They're going to attack where... Okay, so we should be able to make it to reinforcement range. So these guys will make it there. So we will be able to reinforce, and then, rather than immediately going for Dunland, I think Legolas is just going to have to hold out there for as long as possible. We're going to use Harion, and he's going to go and take the angle, okay? He's going to go and take the angle, and then we're going to give it, or we're going to sell it to the High Elves. Because we don't want to have this region, because it borders Angmar and the Goblins over here. And we're done with them, to be honest. And although the Anduin now hold the high pass, and they probably will attack the Goblins. So perhaps they're going to, do us a solid there and attack them. Because all of a sudden, we're just beset on all sides. And I find this very odd that they haven't even bothered to take Mount Gundabad. So that could be a bit of a silver lining. Perhaps the dwarves are giving them a what for. I'm hoping that the last stand stack is going over here, and the dwarves have like 2 or 3 stacks going in the opposite direction. And if they can take Frostlands, if we could just get rid of the Orcs of Gundabad, that would be fantastic. Because then, of course, we could swing these forces down south where they're really needed. But let's keep marching these guys over here, and then we can pick up these 2. We'll just march them ahead. Did we have some forces over here? We did. Well, they're not needed there anymore, so we'll take them to Framsburg, and then they can reinforce Yorlstone next time. I suppose we don't particularly need to kill the last stand either. We just need to make sure that we just need to take the Frostlands region, and that'll be that. Construction done. Let's keep going with the smith here while we still got the money. Anana or Rod. I don't think we can really necessitate. We can't really build anything there. Austin. Okay, so here we've got the culture-inducing building. Okay, great. It's going to be a while before we can actually get in here, but get the town guard anyway. That'll give some law bonus, reduce a bit of the corruption, and then eventually we will be able to actually train troops there as well, some spearmen and warriors. And we are no longer the largest faction. We are still making money though, somehow. Oh dear. Do you know what? I didn't retrain those units over there. I'm going to have to plan a way. I'm thinking there's probably a way that we can... Because we're obviously not at war with Isengard yet. But what if we could take Tirith Anduin, Rochburg, and Limhir all in one bell swoop? Sorry, Limhir, not Limhir. If we can take 3 regions immediately, that will put us on the front foot. And we'll take minimal losses, hopefully, that way as well. But, of course... Oh, what's happened here? Dorwinion have attacked Gelebrin. Oh, yes. I mean, it's a bit sad that they're now at war with Dale, though, but hopefully that peters out and nothing really becomes of that. Although, go away, Dale. Go away. Do not... If you attack me, I'm going to be so pissed off. I'm gonna be absolutely livid, and I'm gonna turn into like a Targaryen. I'm just gonna burn everyone. I'm gonna burn all of their cities to the ground. Sadly, you can't raise settlements in here or in this. But anyway, this has suddenly become a disaster campaign. If any of you watch like Legend of Total War, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But we've suddenly somehow spent all of our money. We can't actually retrain any of those. Let's move these guys out.
Yes, my lord. Onward.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of forces. This is gonna be an interesting couple of turns, I'll tell you that. Oh, Dunland, don't you dare! Do not dare! I hate you. Oh, I hate you so much. I hate you. I hate you. Well, Lothlorien did get their last stand, so that's good. Galadri... Oh, there's a typo there. Galadri Hells Gamble. So that's good. And, of course, we did... Ooh, Great Dance Guild. That's going to be all of our money if we do that. No. We can't actually afford it. But they do get a very good last stand. Well, I mean, it's basically as good as any other. I mean, I suppose it's a little bit better, but they've got some Galadrim swordsmen, which are like the counterpart to our Elven King's Gate Guard. And they've got some Lothlorien March Wardens, very good archers. They've got exceptional accuracy. They're really good, actually, at hitting the target they're meant to be. So hopefully that will... help them out for a little bit. They do have some forces here, but as you can see... Oh my god, I hate Dunland.
Scout the area.
I mean, I can't do that because I was selecting this army. If you, the game is trying to project the path over here, so obviously it's taking it all the way across the mountains. But next turn, I think we can make it to, the point in between these two settlements, so we can actually reinforce, but if they attack in the next turn, we won't be able to, and... I mean, it's not too bad. There's not actually a whole lot in there that we can't replace. There's no, they can't destroy the mines. And there's nothing else really in here. The only two things that we built here are the Bladesmiths Guild and the Artist Studio. And so it's not all doom and gloom. Obviously, we cannot let them take Hadadrond because there are things here that we can't redo. Chiefly the Mithril Mines. If they take that, we're screwed. I mean, in a way, this is actually really good for me because this is content. And I was kind of already thinking oh, well, how are we going to wind this down, this campaign, to a subtle and gentle finish? But suddenly we've got all these challenges coming out of nowhere. So obviously, settlement besieged and another one. Prisoners executed. And Mount Gundabad is also besieged, and we've lost some money. We are the largest faction, so Mordor did lose something, and we are still making money. So it's not all doom and gloom. So if we don't, we are obviously spending a lot of money, but then we are making some as well. Now Thranduil's halls, we've actually got. Oh, we've basically got everything here. The amount of stuff that we can even get is very minimal. This place doesn't make that much in trade, if you accept the alliance like we have. It makes a lot more if you say no to the Elven alliance, because you get a much greater... you get a building income of 300 or something in this building here. But the fairground, it doesn't make much money at all. And we, of course, have corruption here. Because it's no longer our capital, and we can't really... improve that anyway, other than getting an armory, but I'm not going to do that. So actually, we're kind of done in Thranduil's halls. Erin Runen got the farming, but we're just going to wait for it to grow. But Southis, what did you get again? Hall of Music? Was that just so that we can get the public baths? I think it was, but now we've got no money. Before we were just giving it out to any region, anywhere. But Dantalad did become a city, so that's good. But again, is there anything that we particularly would want here? It's growing pretty slowly. How much would a fairground actually boost? 1111. So it would give about 160. It's good, but that's basically all of our money gone there as well. So where else can we actually... Tarfilling got a leather worker. Well, there's no point building that. It's not really going to do a whole lot. And Framsburg got an art gallery. But again, yeah, there's nothing really else to do. Now, this force here... Now, is Mount Gundabad even worth getting? There's a question for you. Like, we could maybe beat that army, but it would completely wipe out this force here. And as long as they're there, then, you know, they're not doing anything else whilst we're kind of building our troops. And we do have some reinforcements coming. So actually, if they're still there in the next turn, perhaps we can go and relieve that siege. But it's not like a massive deal if we were to lose Gundabad, because, I mean, we're going to just take it straight back with what we've got coming over here. So we're just going to have to take that one on the chin. And hopefully, on the end turn, I did see a lot of Dwarven forces going in through this gap here. So I'm thinking they are probably trying to go over there. And it would be nice to have some a bit of sight range over there. But we've got no one over there at all. And Gondor, I think. Are Gondor still around? I don't actually know. What do they have? They've got the Morthond Vale. That is it. It is all... They've got one region left. We've got Calembel. And Dol Amroth have got the Elfhaven, and which is a Theland, which is all that means, and Doranil, which is Dol Amroth itself. So they've probably lost these two regions. So there's a split right here between Mordor and Isengard. And once Gondor and Dol Amroth have gone, like, you kind of question who are they going to fight. So let's have a look actually at diplomacy. So let's have a look at who are we looking at? Where's like Mordor? Mordor are at war with Gondor and Dol Amroth, obviously, but they're also at war with Harad, Khand, and Dorwinion. But if we look at say, well, they're allied to Isengard. Okay, I was hoping that they might go to war. And they're only at war with Gondor, which is now gone, and Lothlorien, which are basically out the door. So when we go to war with them, we'll be against the unstoppable juggernaut of Isengard. And Isengard are no joke. And we are also up against the unstoppable juggernaut of Dunland. But they're not really an unstoppable juggernaut, but they are quite unstoppable when they've got like 10 armies. And we've got like 1. So, oh dear. And Harad are at war with everyone, and so are Khand. And what about... Well, they're not actually at war with Umbar. Let's have a look at what Umbar or the Ardenaim are doing. Can we see where they are? No, it's really annoying to look for them. Well, they're at war with Harad. So there's a war here. Harad are basically at war with everyone around them. And Khand are at war with Mordor and Harad. They're not at war with the Ardenaim, but the Ardenaim aren't allied to Mordor, are they? Oh, okay. Mordor and the Ardenaim are allied. Jeez. So Harad are basically going to die, but Dorwinion have taken Dagorlad. That's good news. Dorwinion have taken a region from Mordor. Now, if they can just swamp them, that would be great. And then hopefully they'll end their war with Dale, and then they'll go to war both with, you know, Mordor. And Dale are not attacking us, so that's good news. But they will attack Dorwinion probably down there. Now, okay, what do we want to do this turn? Also, High Lord Elrond has pulled a finger out and actually come out and faced these goblins. Because I was thinking if they come to Brunost, we're going to lose that probably as well. And, well, anyway, I'm going to sally out here, and we're going to take out this force. So, if we just have a look at their forces here, they've got Dunlending Warband. This is kind of their pre-barracks event, one of their pre-barracks event units. Like, they're not going to kill anything. War Chanters as well, they're kind of a chanting unit. Wolf's Pikes are a pike unit, as the name suggests. They're post-barracks event unit, and Wolf Swordsman as well. So this is kind of giving it a look at their standard. 8 attack, 19 defense is like their best. That's like their best. Whereas 8, 19 is pretty average for us, to be honest. It's not amazing. But they do have some Eisenach Axemen. They're really good anti-armor units, and they've got some pretty solid charging cavalry. But other than that, there's nothing else here. But we're just going to do the sally out battle technique. And what do they have here? Oh, they've got some... They do have a really nifty... I really like the Dunland champions.
Send them back to their underworld.
This isn't going very well. This isn't going very well at all. They've sent in their cavalry, and our infantry is all the way back there. And I'm not concerned so much about the cavalry. It's just the fact that they might get in. They didn't get in. They didn't get in. I don't know why. You don't usually see that. But anyway, this is what an elven city looks like. It's the same as an elven castle, but this isn't all of the gates. So there's another one like over here. This is what the other side looks like, if I can get the camera right. And here's a gate. There's a gate over there, and then they're kind of attacking from over here. You can't get across this. It's all just for show. However, this isn't actually a very good battle map now that if you think about it, because well, we don't have that many towers, but I think they are ballista towers, so that's handy. Perhaps what we could do is actually bring out all of our spearmen. Do you have any spearmen? We don't. We've literally just got the one unit of halberdiers. Yeah, we just don't have the infantry really for the plan that I was having, is that we just line them up here, quickly annihilate all of their cavalry, and then that's one more problem that we don't have to deal with. But we're just going to have to shoot the arrows that we can. We have expended all of our ammunition. At this point, I'm going to let the battle time limit go to 0. And we'll see how we've done. As you can see, we have killed a fair amount, but these walls aren't as good as, like... I don't think the city is quite as good as the large town. You'd rather have the arrows, because they shoot more regularly, they're more accurate and whatnot. But there's still a fair amount of Dunlendings, and there's also a lot over here as well. They obviously have a lot of cavalry, but a fair few did go down to the arrows, and obviously there's a lot here that have gone down to a few of our towers over here. We lost 5 men just from Legolas's battalion, but we sure did take out a lot of them as well. 50% were taken out there, which obviously bodes well for the next turn. Let's have a look at what it looks like. Baggage train lost, but it's a fair price to pay. Now let's have a look at what they've got left. Now look at that. Now they've got... They haven't got a they've maybe got a stack, if that, but they do have some more forces coming over there, which is a bit annoying, I guess. Now these fellas, they're probably not going to get away. Let's just take that fort there and then run off, and hopefully they've got no forces over here to get at us. Relations worsened. Well, I mean, they attacked us. I'm going to absolutely destroy them. I hate them so much now. And they've got a large town here. They can only build up to large towns. They've got no other forces over here. But that watchtower there is really handy. But if we could get Tharbad, that would help us out no end. But this episode has been running for quite a while, at least on my end. I'm going to have to edit out quite a large bit. But next time, what's going to happen? Well, we're going to see... Well, we're not going to attack that army. That'll be for the next turn. Because we're building up some forces. But even if we do lose Gundabad, it's not making loads of money right now anyway. And it's already a huge city. We won't lose out on a whole lot. We'll be able to take it straight back. And hopefully the dwarves take out that last stand army, as I already said. And we are getting some more troops from over here. So if we just plonk those on their way, and they're going to then move north as well. And as soon as we're done over there, then we can start, repurposing those units. Oh, we can get some Hin Adar. As soon as we take out forces here, we will be losing money. So it's worth knowing when we're going to attack. But But that army isn't going to quite make it there yet. So Isengard are here as well. Dunland are here. Gundabad are almost gone. But at least the High Elves are attacking the Goblins. And at least the Dwarves are attacking the Orcs of Gundabad. But Isengard are just as big as us, if not bigger. Well, I guess we are bigger realm size, but they're going to have far larger armies because the AI gets bonuses and buffs from all that. So for every one army that we have, they probably have 3. But anyway, I'm exhausted because it's so hot here. Thankfully, tomorrow there's going to be thunderstorms and then it's going to cool down. But thank you very much for watching. Like it if you liked it, comment and all that jazz. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're watching this many episodes in, I'd imagine you've watched all the other ones, so you may as well subscribe. But I'm Game with Gandalf. Good day.